Friends, good evening. We are almost 1 hour 15 minutes late, and my argument, especially for this particular activity, is there are 4 or 5 challenges. The first challenge is to what extent our faculties are going to be trained by the government of Tamil Nadu or also the colleges. First thing is, for example, when we talk about 3-dimensional or 3D printing construction, or for that matter even a simple sense-making design thinking in those areas, to what extent our teachers, for example computational thinking, in those areas, what extent we have teachers who are already trained or going to be trained. What is the volume? That will be more augmenting the faculty resource. Second important thing is what kind of teaching learning materials. It's not like producing a textbook. What kind of resource materials? It can be even in soft form. What kind of materials we have to produce before we really take these programs into our campus. The second challenge is that. The third one is who is going to monitor the whole program and what kind of progress we are expecting, and how we are going to integrate this particular program with the existing curriculum. That is the most important thing. How we are going to take this as a kind of inclusive program. This is very, very important thing. Friends, when we talk about this skill, the most important part in the curriculum is we have to teach fundamentals thoroughly. There are 4 components. One is teaching fundamentals. The second one is probably introducing the exploding new knowledge, whatever we do. The third one is application principles. The fourth one is application tools. Probably the application, up to application principle, it has to be discussed thoroughly only inside the classroom by the respective teacher. Probably for the use of application tools, we can draw support from others. My only worry is colleges which are far away. For example, I was discussing with other panelists. There is only one college in Nilgiris. If I am wrong, you can correct me. CSI Engineering College in Kethi. What kind of human resources they have to teach these kind of current subjects? You talk about deep technology, right from even our secretary was also mentioning about the data analytics. Primarily, the engineering colleges or the engineering stream should closely work with BFSI, banking, financial service and insurance. 30 to 40% of the startups primarily right now are there only in the BFSI sector, and probably data analytics, they make use of these kind of technologies. To what extent the engineering colleges are closely going to work with the BFSI sector, understanding their problems or the kind of data they get, so that the interdisciplinary probably learning starts right from this particular, even right from the beginning in our college campus. That is also a very, very important thing. My other probably challenge, or we can look at that, is right now there are a lot of institutions which are already established. For example, PhD STEP or VIT DPI or our Kumaraguru colleges, accelerator, the Forge, which are already there. They have considerable amount of experience. To what extent we are going to have both horizontal integration and vertical integration or relationship, how we are going to do that, all those things are related to the implementation challenges. Are we really familiar with those kind of things? Primarily, looking at these kind of new programs, new courses, do we really have adequate teaching faculty to teach? Do they really have industry experience? Whether this particular non-Mudaljan scheme will help us to send our faculty for 6 months or 1 year to industries, so that they really learn the real problems, real solution, come back and train our students, which is also very, very important. It is not something you teach. Sometimes some experts say that, or sometimes even bureaucrats talk about this too theoretical. Please understand, theory leads to practice. Practice is also very essential. Ignoring the theory, ignoring the fundamentals, we cannot do justice for them. Please understand Discrete mathematics is very, very essential to be a successful programmer. Please understand. Similarly, new material chemistry is absolutely essential. What kind of expectation the industry make or expect from us from the engineering colleges? One is the import substitute. What extent we may be able to support to avoid import substitute. It can be a reagent, or it can be a material, or it can be a raw material. What extent our students or our efforts are going to really help the industry so that the import cost, import substitution is really answered. The second important thing is launching of a new product in a quicker pace of time. How is it possible? This is what the industry expects. The third one is probably to understand the market dynamics, to understand the consumers. Probably a new branch of study we have to really learn, especially our students should learn. One is the behavioral economics, behavioral finance. These are all the new areas. Probably we have to really focus, which are not really covered now. We have to think in terms of probably combining both together, and I hope that my panelists will focus towards that. How probably I request our former principal of the Government Engineering College and also the present advisor, what extent the teachers will be equipped, by whom, at what point of time, what kind of resources in terms of materials we will be providing, what kind of demands we can raise, or we can ask from the industry, or we can ask from the government, so that the scheme is effectively implemented. Thank you. This is my first interaction, first cycle of discussion. Once if they really discuss further, we'll take it forward. Thank you. I request Professor Lakshmi Prabha to interact this.
First of all, I do not know the objective of this panel discussion, because I am addressing my own community, because I wanted it to be fed to others who can take feedback from what we are telling. But anyway, it's okay. So with my experience on teaching all my life and being with students, I would like to channelize my deliberation with what students ultimately reach to become a Mudalvan. So first channel is becoming an entrepreneur, and what are the hurdles as an entrepreneur is unable to achieve. That is my first channel. The second is a routine placement with whatever courses they have appended to this website. A lot of things. What are the hurdles the student as such is facing in the second channel of regular placement and getting a job. The third channel is he's trying to appear for competitive exams like civil services or GATE. That is the other channel. And final thing is finishing school, what he is doing after college if he is not getting a job. So these are the four areas in which students are struggling to become a Mudalvan, the so-called Mudalvan. The first is becoming an entrepreneur. There is no support system in the syllabus or anything to make him an entrepreneur or convert the student into an entrepreneur. Because we don't have subjects exclusively teaching him how to go about, what are the hurdles, how he can convert his thoughts and projects into business. So that model we are not teaching in the curriculum. So there is a missing link there, which of course they have said that they will introduce some entrepreneur development courses. So I would like that to be introduced in the second year of study, and 1 year he can have a stream in which he will understand what is entrepreneurship, how to go about and all that. And the end of third year, I would like the students to give a project. There are so many wonderful ideas with the student that even without going through these courses that non-Mudalvan is offering, he has wonderful ideas. Basic mechanical engineering, basic civil engineering, he has wonderful ideas. So we should facilitate, or this skill development should help him to convert that student into an entrepreneur. So what are the steps this skill development is doing to convert his project into a workable model or a business model? So for that, at the end of third year, he should submit the project either as a team or individual, and that should be vetted by industrialists who can fine-tune that and tick should come to the rescue of the student. So hurdle in the front of student is getting money for launching his project and getting a space for launching his or doing his work, because he cannot afford to rent a place without any money, and he does not have money to start his work. So in that space, the skill development or converting to Mudalvan should have a forum by which they will help him facilitate giving loan through Tamil Nadu Industrial Investment Corporation, should help the student by the end of final year, he should get that loan. The second thing is space. So how does he get the space? So for that, colleges must be, the government should help the colleges in establishing incubation centers. So government colleges, it can be established through the self-sufficiency scheme of government, where the college can pool in 2/3 money and 1/3 can be through the TITCO or something, some corporate social responsibility. Definitely there should be an incubation center established in every institution. Private institutions can do that themselves, because the student needs a space for starting his work. So the space can be given for 3 years to the student. First year it can be rent free. The next 2 years he has to pay a nominal amount for running that company. After 3 years he has to vacate and leave the campus, and it will be occupied by others. So about 30 rooms must be the plan for that incubation center, which this skill development or converting to Mudalvan should definitely have to convert a student into an entrepreneur. So this is the first channel, and these are the hurdles which he has to cross to become an entrepreneur. The second channel is regular placement. So the major hurdle is English language, which is a major problem to most of 75% of the students are having this problem. So it should start from the first year. And definitely the skill development should not outsource this to others, trainers. These trainers are useless. They know nothing about communication skills. They just come because whoever is going on the road, they make them trainers. So this kind of outsourcing of spoken English should be stopped. Let them put one teacher there. They are spending 70 crores. 40,000 rupees for one good teacher you will get, who can teach them spoken English till they pass out of the college. So spoken English must be a compulsory thing which should not be outsourced, and it should not be after 5 o'clock. Student will not be there after 5 o'clock to learn something. He has his own private work. So give him his space, and within that 5 o'clock, if you are able to bring that English, that's a major hurdle most students are having. They are unable to speak in English. So that must be a continuous affair up to his final year. And coming to the placement part, how many companies, the 70 companies are partnered with skill development, but how many 70 companies are going to come to these campuses for recruitment? That is a big challenge. They are not going to come. They will come only to certain colleges and hire the students. So what about rest of the students? Though they have the skill, there is no platform or there is no company coming to the college. How is this skill development going to facilitate campus placement or job fair? Job fair may be in major cities, but what about students who are studying in slightly rural areas? How are they going to facilitate job fair? So this job fair should go to nook and corner, or the website must have facilities wherein there is a search engine. Say Coimbatore has so many small industries who want people from Coimbatore. How will they know? They want a mechanical engineer, some 3 or 4 people from the website. There must be a search engine wherein they can locate students with the place or with the skill. So that search engine must be there, and the small companies must also be ported into this website. Not only big companies, even small companies, they may be paying some 20 or 25,000. Still they may need a person, but they don't know where to search for such people. So Is this portal facilitating such small companies who are going to pay just 20,000 or 25,000, which is good for the boy because he's simply sitting at home without a job. So that should be facilitated by this skill development portal, which will help even small companies to take students from that. So the third channel is of course the competitive exams. That is, he is aspiring for civil services or GATE exams. So for that, don't offer anything in this. He wants to study only in certain places. So facilitate, he needs 1.5 lakhs for going to a good training class and he is not having the money. So facilitate 1.5 lakhs loan to these boys who want to do competitive exams and want to go to specific places where the hit rate is very high. So when they are given a free course, they say the teachers are not good. So when it is a paid course, they say that retired IAS officials are coming and giving the coaching. So they want 1.5 lakhs for that. So facilitate loan scheme for the third channel where student wants to write competitive exams like civil services or GATE coaching. So GATE coaching, they say it's best in Andhra, so he wants to go there and do it. So give him loan, he will repay it, but he is not having the money to join those courses. So this is what we expect as we have been living with students. My views are reflection of what the student is anticipating out of this non-Mudalvan. Courses are good, but that is only going to overload him. Think on the lines which I have spoken, which will definitely make the student a non-Mudal. Thank you very much for the opportunity.
Invite our Principal PSC College of Technology to reflect upon what kind of expectations we have from the government of Tamil Nadu.
Selecting me in this panel, thanks to all of you. What I am going to say is to all the learned participants. There is no doubt skill development is always useful, but some of the important things to be kept in mind. The skills can be given, then the timing is very important. The employability, that is the major concern of all the discussions which senior people discussed here. So the academic calendar, admission, then the graduation, because industry plans for the recruitment of skilled people with reference to their schedules. So by May 31st, we have to give them the degree, and June 1st they should join the company or prior to that. And the 7th semester, generally in our case or in many other campuses, I think placement starts. So the skilling which are essential, I think it could be completed by 6th semester. Then the other courses can be made on a judicious choice. The other 2 points from my side, which I did not see in this course, maybe we are working on that but not completely set it up. One is the touch screen technology. When 5G is going to come in the month of December, it is going to be launched. The dependency on electronic devices will be very high, and in the campuses we don't have a touch screen system. Students have to be trained on touch screen. Some industries have it, but they are all again from the Korea and Taiwan. The second is batteries. There are companies in Tamil Nadu who are producing high energy batteries with a very small volume. Size is reduced. That is another area of science, especially with the SICRI, Central Electrochemical Research Institute in Karaikudi. They develop such batteries. So with the help of those centers, the development of batteries, which is very important for e-mobility and other applications, that can be thought of. Then counseling for students. We give a lot of material to learn. Then they have to be counseled well on the applications of this, why all these are needed. They have to grow in body, in mind and emotions to leverage all the capabilities that we give. So counseling also very important. Not the academic counseling, something more, which I don't know how to describe. It could be psychological, it could be a parental counseling, it could be teachers. So it's a collective effort. but that is quite complicated. But other two, the technology development on battery, on touch screen, I feel that is important, keeping the academic calendar in mind.
Good evening all. It is indeed a great pleasure to be here. Actually, the thing is, I'm very happy to be here in PhD College of Technology, because this is a place where I think we don't have to say much, especially for industry academia interaction. And I'm more than happy that I'm from Bharatiya University, because as you have just seen, Vice Chancellor was presenting, we also started all this in 2020, already into the curriculum. For example, in biotechnology, what we do is, because on the ground, whatever he said, he was saying the overall picture what he has given. In biotechnology department, we have, for the overall curriculum at Bharatiya University, we have value-added courses and job-oriented certificate course. One example I'll just give, just to give you an example. Like one of the course which is named as Lead Molecule Discovery and Preclinical Development, which is something which is very essential in the current day context. And what we have done is, as other panelists were saying, especially the moderator, the crunch in the resources, like whether faculty will be there to teach all these things. So what we have done is, for all the departments in the university, they have given an extra budget just to invite the industry people to handle the full course, like starting from framing the syllabus on the basis of the need of the current situation, and they will be taking care of the classes, whether it is online or offline, whatever possible manner, every Saturday, and then they evaluate and give the marks. So now the question is whether all the students will qualify this. What we have done for that is, as I think in non-Mudal scheme also they said, they have given more of internal marks than the external marks. So what we have done there is, we have made everything internal, so that it becomes easier, whoever is weaker also, because we have to take care of all the sections, because in the university we get all kinds of students. So in that way, one of this course, whatever I just pointed out, this is handled by ACL Digital. And if you see that once they finish, after the things, they evaluated the people, and almost like 3 people out of 10, they got the position in that company. So like that, we have just started, and I'm sure this is going to go in a long way, and it is going to be very good. And especially with this scheme, I think instead of we go and searching all these things, now I think it is in our hands, because for all of us it is accessible, and for each and everything it looks like one-stop shop. Whatever the students wants, I think it is going to be there. The only thing which I want to point out here is, some of the things as other panelists were saying, I think better to have some kind of a link in case if a students have a very novel idea and if he wants to convert that, there should be an option, so that instead of going and searching somewhere else, there should be a point where he can click and find out the resources there itself, and government has to come in the way to help him, so that some kind of a translation starts even during his study, so that once he finishes, he can concentrate fully. This is one aspect. So what I want to stress here is, of course they have just started. In the website, it should be all in one package, so that, because now if you see, some colleges we use so much of SWAYAM, some colleges we use more of NPTEL, like that many things are there. So if all things can be put in one place, I am sure students are going to benefit it. And during the admission process itself, it has to come as a package, so that once they enter into the college or university, it will be given along with that. So that anyway, I think it is going to be compulsory like that. So I am sure this is going to have a big impact on the students, whatever the vision which they are envisaged, I am sure it is going to happen. And especially PhD College of Technology and Bharatiya University, where we have already taken the lead, I am sure we can help in training the trainers, as the sir was suggesting, where we go for the resources. So in that way we can help in that. And some of things, like say in Tamil Nadu, we have different agencies for science. For example, TANSHTI is there, looking after higher education, and there is other organization called TNSEST, and there is a science part. So these are all agencies which are working for the science, but it is all not working together. So in case if all the thrust are put in the same thing, and if they all come out evolve with the same non-Mudalvan scheme in a one package, I think can boost the things in a much better way. So this is the request which I want to place it to the government, so that there can be a single point of place where you can get all the information for both faculty as well as for the students. So in that way, I'm sure, I think it is going to, give a whatever the benefit which we are looking, I'm sure it is going to happen. Thank you very much, and for including me in the panel.
Especially these kind of new courses. Normally it is offered for 30 hours or 35 hours. Some external persons are coming and teaching sometimes 4 hours at a stretch or 6 hours at a stretch. Within 5 days, 6 days they complete. And most of the cases it's more of a general introduction. Ultimately they don't get any skill out of that. And we are not able to really provide the industry context within our own college context. So these courses, whenever it is offered, there should be a theory component, there should be a practice component, and there should be a proper lab also inside the college campus. For example, the CNC lathe, what we right now available in polytechnics, sometimes even in engineering colleges, what kind of CNC lathe I have seen recently in Tata Electronics and Hosur is completely different. Again, our students are going there and they got trained one more round. And because of these kind of things, now industries, they have come forward and start their own program. For example, one program I am closely associated with is called BSc Manufacturing Science for Tata Electronics. I am one of the consultants for them. They came down to Coimbatore, they looked at all the materials available, all the programs available. Finally, they said that we would like to start a new program, 3-year program, and Bardiyar University is affiliating that particular program, and dual mode we are teaching. This is also one aspect of that. The most important thing is, I would like to again conclude 4 aspects at least. The faculty training program, how effectively we are going to organize at the state level, how they are deputed to various places. The second important thing is what kind of teaching learning materials we are going to offer. Some of them are common, for example, sense making or design thinking or computational thinking, that can be offered both for arts and science and engineering. But what is the context in which we are going to offer? For example, sense making for commerce students or design thinking for commerce students. It can be even for engineering, for BA Tamil students, for BA English students. Materials are right now available. These kind of materials should be freely available, and the student should have access of those kind of materials, not a simple textbook. The third one is, when you thought of offering these courses with our own resources available, our own teachers, how effectively it is going to be monitored within the framework of our curriculum. After every 90 days there is an exam. Students are centered towards those kind of semester exams. CGPA is one important criteria. What is the additional hour, what is the additional time we are going to offer, or we are going to provide, to what extent the students are going to take it up. So convincing the students, convincing the parents, you very well know after 4 o'clock except principal nobody is there. In many of the colleges which are in the periphery. I am not blaming anyone for that matter. So traveling 100 kilometers, 70 kilometers per day, both morning and evening is also taking place. Please keep all those things in mind. Instead of within 30 hours, can we really extend this program, catch them young, take the students right from the probably first year, go ahead with till the end of the 4th year, will definitely give more fruits for us. I sincerely thank all the panelists. I am not sure we have done justice for that. In fact, we are given 15 minutes. I don't understand why these kind of programs are organized for 15 minutes. Probably whatever we thought that a representative from the organizations here, she will make note of that and she will pass it on to others. I sincerely thank the local host, the principal, and all the student volunteers and teacher volunteers for this kind of discussion. Thank you.